Hi, Tammy with Stampin' Savvy. Thanks for joining me today. We're going to be doing the follow-up to Monday's video where I shared with you the baby wipes technique, and we created these layers already to put together for our cards. And just a refresher, this was 4 inches by 5 1/4, and I'd cut 4 of those. These two were left that size, and then these two were cut in half again. So we're going to be creating 3 cards today from these various layers. So let's put a few of these together. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started with this one here. I am using the In Colors from 2017, 2019. These are the ink refills that I used on Monday. And I have created card bases from the Lemon Lime Twist, the Berry Burst, and the Fresh Fig. And again, one of the reasons I like to use the In Colors is because Stampin' Up! Has already coordinated them as a collection and done the hard work for us. So everything works within this group. So we're going to be using these 2 pieces here, and they're going to kind of go like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some quick stamping with the Lemon Lime Twist Classic Stampin' Pad, and the ink color matches the cardstock color. And you would think, well, is that even going to show? But yes, it will. Let's make sure I have the card the right direction. So we're going to do we're just trying to cover this corner right here. Kind of just some random spots here. And I think we're going to go with that. Okay. Okay, so now for this piece here, I've gone ahead and I've put Stampin' Dimensionals on the back. This kind of gives it some, wait for it, dimension on your card. Oops, nope, almost forgot the ribbon. Can't forget the ribbon. We're going to be using the sheer ribbon, and this is in the Fresh Fig. This is also one of the In Colors. So I'm going to take our snail adhesive. I'm just going to run a piece across here. I just kind of want it to hold it in place while I work with it here. Okay, and then we're just going to fold it back on itself. And I'm going to cut that off there. Okay. Really nice, fun ribbon to work with. Okay, now, did I get all these off? Yes, all of these are off. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just kind of angle this across here. Okay. And then this one's going to go across here, and we're just going to put a little bit of the snail here, like this. Okay, then this was cut out from the center of one of the other panels, and I'm going to go ahead and put that there. Let's put a dimensional on the back side here. Okay, and just like that. And there we go. There is our first card. Cutie patootie. Okay, for our second card, get rid of the trash here. We are going to go ahead and we're going to make this one right here. We're going to do this one with the Berry Burst. Okay. So I've already gone ahead and put the cardstock layer in place here. And I want to share with you what I did to create these layers because it's really easy to do. What I did is when I made the card bases, you create 2 of them on an 8.5 by 11 sheet. So one of them becomes the cardstock base. And then the second one, I went ahead and cut at the 5.5 inches. So I have a piece that's 5.5 by 4 1/4. But we're going to be splitting this in half. So I took 1/8 of an inch off of here. So I'm at 4 1/8 by 5 1/2. I cut that in half at 2 3/4, and you get two pieces from that. Okay, and then these layers will fit all 4 of the half panel size pieces that we cut. If that makes sense. If not, don't worry about it. The measurements will be on the blog. Okay, now another trick I wanted to show you is, while I still had the baby wipe inks out, I went ahead and I stamped the butterfly here in the center, and then I took the die cut, stamped the butterfly, and then I took the die piece and I ran it through the Big Shot and cut that out now, because it's going to be hidden behind the panel, so it saves you using up extra paper. And the nice thing is, for the Hold On to Hope set, if you purchase the stamp set with the dies, and this is not actually how they come, this is how I happen to store mine, but if you purchase these together, you get to save 10% off the cost of the bundle. Woohoo! Okay, so let's go ahead and put this down. And this is just going to get centered here on there. And then I've got dimensionals on the back of here, but before we do that, we're going to use the crinkled seam binding ribbon in the Berry Burst. This is probably one of my favorite ribbons of the catalog. I just love working with this because it's so soft and pliable and easy to work with. And so we're going to just take it over like this. Going to cut this off. Okay, and we're going to create a tie here on the side. Okay, so just form your bow. And you want to just try and keep it as tight as you can. Okay, and see how nice that is? If you have a hard time making bows, you really want this ribbon. And actually, I'm okay with the ends. We'll trim this one back a little bit. Actually, we'll trim this one back a little bit too. Okay, and let's go ahead and attach our panel here. If you like my inky fingers, I still am all inked up from the first video, but I did play for hours, so it was worth it. Okay, and this just gets centered onto the panel like that. Okay, and then we're going to take our little bitty butterfly here, and we're going to take a piece of them. These are the mini dimensionals, because this is such a little tiny piece. We're going to pop this up. Oops. Okay. We're going to put him right there. Okay, so there is card number 2. And then I want to show you for the inside panel, while I had the ink out, I had gone ahead and stamped the butterfly in here. This was a piece, we had some little scrap pieces left over, and I went ahead and I inked all of those up at the same time. And I just added one here and trimmed it down as an accent piece. And then also I had gone ahead and I'd stamped the envelope. Okay, so there's our second card. The third card is very much similar in design. We've got our background layer here. This is from the Lots of Love stamp set. And then this is going to go here with our accents pieces here, again, that were cut out. They were stamped and then cut out from this main panel, and they're going to be hidden behind this. And ultimately, it's going to look like this. Okay, but what I wanted to do is I wanted to show you how to get a really good, sharp, stamped image from a large stamp as well as a stamp that has a lot of flat areas to it, because that can sometimes be a challenge. So I want to show you how I suggest that you do that. And the first thing would be to make sure that you have a nice, really clean stamp. And how you would do that is each time you use your stamp, you want to use the Stampin' Mist stamp cleaner to clean off any residue from your stamps. Because if you get ink buildup, then your new ink won't have anything to grip to because your ink is keeping it from getting to the rubber. So make sure it's clean. You want to make sure that your stamp pad is well inked. And I want to share with you, I'm going to be using the Archival Stampin' Pad for this. This is my favorite black. It's a really intense black. It also comes in the basic gray. Now these two stamp pads are different than all of the rest of the stamp pads that Stampin' Up! Offers. So here's the lemon lime twist that we use. These are classic Stampin' Pads, and these are, again, these are the sponge, kind of soft sponge-based dye ink pads. But the Archival pads are a linen-based pad, and they're firmer. So you need to treat these a little bit differently. So where you would use light pressure with the classic Stampin' Pads, with the Archival, you want to use a little more pressure. And what I like to do with large stamps is I like to take and I like to wiggle it around first. Firm pressure and just wiggle it. And then I look at it and see, did I make sure that I got everything covered? And I did. Now let's do a couple taps, and we're going to go ahead and then we're going to stamp this on here. Nice firm, even pressure. And because this, again, has a lot of surface area, I'm just holding it for 2 or 3 seconds, okay? And then we're going to lift it straight up. Okay. And see, you get a really, really nice, crisp image. Now, the Archival formulas of the basic gray as well as the basic black are not dye inks. They're not water-based. They're actually solvent-based. So on these, what you want to do is you want to get them cleaned as quickly as possible so that the ink doesn't have time to dry on your stamps. So I'm going to show you, this is the Stampin' Scrub. This is the wet side. Just spray a little bit of the Stampin' Mist on there. Give it a good scrub here. And then this is the dry side that dries it. And all that residue is now gone, and I'm ready to keep stamping. Highly recommend the Stampin' Scrub and the Stampin' Mist. Okay, so there we have our 3 cards made from the Baby Wipes technique. I hope that you enjoyed them. Here's the 3rd one. Enjoyed making them. I've got 3 more that I'm going to share with you on Friday. So I encourage you to come back to the blog and see the other 3 that are going to be from the 2016 through 2018 in color collection. Thanks for joining me today. Any supplies that you need to make these cards can be found on my online store at stampinsavvy.com. Until next time, thanks for watching.